Hello, my name's Beth Whitney, and I'm part of the E4 team. And today I get to talk to you all about what an apostle looks like. So what is an apostle? Let's go over our definition. Apostles are individuals who are uniquely gifted by Jesus to innovatively start new ventures in new places, inspiring expansion of the kingdom of God. Let's have a look at our decision tree. If you're looking at this and you're an apostle, you probably wake up and you're thinking about your to-do list and your calendar. What am I doing and what's on my schedule? But as you're thinking about that list, you're thinking through the facts of the day, but you almost zoom out to get a better view of what's up. You zoom up and you zoom out so you can see down the road. You can look down the horizon and imagine what the future might look like. So I've picked 3 words that hopefully define what an apostle is. Of course, there's so many more, but let's start with this. Apostles are strategic. The definition of strategic is this: relating to the identification of long-term or overall aims and interests and the means of achieving them. So who's our model? Think about the Apostle Paul. Now, okay, that was an easy one. We call him the Apostle Paul. But let's think about his methods and how he went about ministry. I think specifically of Paul at Mars Hill, where there's all these idols and the people there just trying to cover all their bases. And Paul sees the idol to the unknown God. And what does he do? He's like, I know who this unknown God is. I know this unknown God. It's Jesus. He connected it to the gospel. My guess is that's the first time anyone had ever done that. So apostles are strategic. Apostles are also trailblazers. Trailblazers are pioneers, innovators, people who make new tracks through wild country. And I couldn't help but think of Paul's co-workers, especially the list in Romans 16. There's people like Phoebe, who was a deacon, and she was a benefactor of Paul and other people. There's Priscilla and Aquila, his co-workers, who risked their lives for Paul. It goes on and on to talk about fellow Jews who were in prison with him, and city workers and benefactors and church and on, all these different people who had this gift of being a trailblazer, looking down the road and knowing where they wanted to go, which was with the gospel, right? They wanted to launch the gospel into the world. And so they blazed trails. No matter what their role was, they were apostles. Apostles are strategic. They're trailblazers. And they're also innovators. An innovator is a person who introduces new methods, ideas, or products. And the ultimate apostle, the ultimate innovator is Jesus. I can't help but think of the Sermon on the Mount, right? Where Jesus takes, you've heard it said, but I say. He turns everything upside down. He innovates the whole religious system of the day. Jesus was an innovator. Jesus was the perfect apostle. Now, if you're recognizing yourself as an apostle, first of all, don't freak out. Don't freak out. You're not weird. You don't need to find a new church. And you are not alone, even though it can feel that way. Apostles feel alone because they're pioneers leading the way. Apostles who are trailblazers who are connected to the mission of God. They keep their eyes on the horizon and are very willing to take risks. And because of that, they're okay with failure. They might ask, what's the worst that can happen? And the response can be, we fail towards Jesus. That's not so bad, right? But because of the strategic side of apostles, there's an awareness of foundational strength. So an apostle protects the DNA of the mission, ensuring faithfulness and consistency. Now, if you're not quite sure, maybe I'm an apostle, maybe not. Here's some questions that might help you think through and process if you're an apostle. Are my eyes always scanning the horizon, looking ahead? When trying something new, do you ask, what's the worst that can happen? Do you enjoy helping people do kingdom problem solving? Do you see honest critique as a huge grace? Do you get excited about taking the gospel to new places or communicating it in new ways? Do you have a reputation of encouraging people to advance the kingdom? Hopefully these questions will help you understand if you are an apostle or not. Apostles are a valuable and necessary part of experiencing the fullness of Christ.